Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Zen Meathead podcast, as usual, Chris and Sarah are with you. We have brought in a friend that we met, was it 2016 maybe?
2018.
2018, we met in Landmark.
That's right.
Advanced
March
course.
2018.
Did you even remember the days?
I'm anal like that, yeah.
No, it's beautiful.
Thank you. It comes in handy sometimes, especially when you get older.
So when we did this, we met and immediately hit it off.
Yeah.
And even back then, you were talking about a passion project that you were interested in chasing, and I think you'd even started it.
Yes.
And what the title of this episode is going to be called is
Well, it's called We Ride Why. It's hashtag We Ride Why ?
Yes.
And it's an interesting title because there's a movie actually called Why We Ride, but it was on motorcycles.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. But I wanted the hashtag because it's a conversation.
Yep.
And social media is so prevalent, and social media is so prevalent to share content, videos, conversations.
The hashtag is a very powerful tool.
Right. And so, a lot of the promotions, it's, We Ride Why hashtag for Ashley, which we'll get into later, but or for Obliteride or cure cancer faster. It's a conversation. It has a meaning of something greater.
Well, this is interesting. So you are, by all standards, a professional cyclist at this point.
Oh, I'm not a professional cyclist. I train with a professional team called Fount Cycling. You have to be a pro to get paid and win races at that level. You have to be doing it for years at a really high level. But I do race and I do high performance events, like I do Seattle to Portland. I'm doing Fred Hutch Obliteride against 100 miles, and I train. And all these guys and gals, our women are badass.
Oh yeah,
we have a woman that was on the team. Her name's Veronica Ewers. You can look her up. She was so good that she got signed to a UCI team, which is the governing body for the Tour de France for the women, and she won 2 stages.
Holy shit.
And finished in the top 10, and she's from the Pacific Northwest. Woo! So that's my club. David the Rocket Richter and Jennifer Wheeler, I have to give them a shout out because they're the coaches and they train all of us. But it's really a club that's designed for professional racing, pro-am racing, or whatever you want to get out of it. But you got to work. I mean, when you go out to train, it's like a professional level training.
Yeah. For the folks
it's not
out there
just riding.
who's may not believe that you're professional, you can check out the gear he's wearing.
It looks pro.
And by the way, the bike he just parked in our garage behind our car is worth more than the car it's leaning on.
No, it looks pro. I mean, because that's kind of it's a mindset. It's a professional mindset. So when we go out to train, everything we do, it's with that professional mindset. Even though I'm not a professional cyclist, but my friends and my club members, the elite team, the domestic elite team, they are.
Yep.
And the women's team races in a new formed league called the National Cycling League.
Yep.
And Fount has a team of men's and a women's team, the pro team.
Spectacular.
I'm real proud to ride with them. And Rocket's been my coach for 5 or 6 years, and he's in the film too. He's part of the story.
Is this the guy that you were telling me about as you showed up?
Yeah.
When he
world
comes,
champion,
when
52 years old, world champion.
When he comes into town, we're gonna have.
Oh, you got to have him on.
Yeah.
He's great. We have a podcast together. He and I.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, what's it called?
We Ride Why Radio. It's been dormant. We're starting it back up again because we want to talk about the film, and we talk about other things. Some of the topics are similar to you. It's about cycling, but it's about cycling, music, art, health, and transformation. All those things are connected, and what cycling teaches us. Because almost everything I need to learn in life, I learn by cycling. Because you're confronted with everything.
Oh yeah, I can only.
And it's not always
meditation
fun.
and movement.
It's life, yeah.
Yeah.
You get stuck, but you have breakdowns and you have breakthroughs. You crash sometimes. You have days where you just don't want to get on the bike. There are days where you don't want to get on the bike and you get on it anyway.
Yeah.
Because you committed to an event. Like I'm doing Seattle to Portland. So what I think about, I'm doing it. I've already paid the fee. I've got the hotel reserved. So I have to train.
Yeah.
Because that's my commitment to that event will be my 5th one. So I can be in the Hall of Fame, is driving everything I do. So it drives my training. It drives my decisions. It drives what I eat. It drives my lifestyle.
And it drives into a passion project that you've shared a little bit with me, with Sarah, about. The movie is upcoming.
Yes, back to the movie.
I do want to. I want to talk a little bit about that.
Thank you. Yeah, see, everything's connected, right? And Fount, is also featured in the movie. But yes, the movie, it's and we have a trailer. And so folks, if they're interested, I invite you to go see the trailer. We
We'll
have an
post them all.
IMDb page, and we have social media and all that, TikTok and Instagram. But what the movie's about, I'll just go into it really quickly, is my mom died of cancer when I was 10.
Yeah.
And she was 31. 31, right? And when I was younger, it happened, and I just buried it. We didn't have counseling. We didn't talk about it. My brothers and I never talked about it, and I just buried it. And so it would manifest itself in relationships or in other areas of my life. Yeah. And finally, it got to the point where I was just, confronted with it, and I had to deal with it, and I'm still dealing with it by making this film. But I did. Back to the cycling. I got into cycling, back into cycling in 2014 to get healthy because I was very depressed. My stepmom had passed away. My dad passed away. A relationship ended. And I was literally, wasn't working at the time. Finally got a job. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I got to get my body healthy. I got to eat healthy. So I started riding. And then I loved it. But I was kind of a summertime rider. And then in 2016, I said, I want to ride farther and I want to ride faster. So I got a road bike. Mm-hmm. And then after I got my road bike, I saw some people riding in these orange jerseys one day, and there was some type of cycling event, and it was called Fred Hutch Obliteride. All right, what's that? And they go, it's an event to raise money to cure cancer. Fred Hutch, right?
Ding ding ding.
Yeah, hello. Exactly. And so I said, I want to do that. And so the next year I signed up to do it, and I said, I'm going to honor my mom. I'm going to do something. I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, grab those tissues. We've got them out for a reason, my friend.
I wanted to ride to honor my mom and bring her back to present in my memory because she'd been buried. Like I have, and I did it, and I rode 50 miles, and for me that was a big deal. And then the next year I said, okay, I want to do 100 miles, and I want to honor my mom, and I want to honor two other moms that I knew had. One of them, a friend of mine, Jenny George, who had leukemia when she was at 14, lost all her hair. She survived, was told when she was 14 that she would not be able to have kids. She has a son who's 27. He's a DJ on KEXP.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and she loves music. My mom loved music. And then there's Ashley Berg, who I had met about a year prior. And we had met at an event called Melodic Caring Project. I was working with them. It streams music to kids that can't go see live music. So I met Ashley there, and she was really enamored by what we were doing. And then I found out, and we kind of started exchanging messages online. This was a year before the movie, before I even invited her to be part of the movie. And I found out she had cancer. And I saw pictures of her and her daughter, and I just immediately hit home. And then she was kind of following me, what I was doing with Obliteride. She was commenting and liking the fact that I was riding for my mom. And we would exchange messages. And then, so then a year later, when it's 2017, I said, okay, I'm going to put a team together. I'm going to ride 100 miles. We're going to ride 100 miles. And I want to ride for Ashley. And I'm going to ride for Jenny to honor them and my mom. So on New Year's Eve, 12 midnight, and I knew Ashley was really sick. I sent her a note and Jenny a note laying out what I wanted to do and that I wanted to make a movie about it. Basically, I was going to do this thing for them and make a movie about it, and I sent it out to them. And 4 days later, they both got back to me. And then Ashley and I had our first conversation, and it was pretty emotional. I opened up to her in a way that I told her things I hadn't told anybody because I just felt safe because of what she was dealing with, and then she shared with me what she was dealing with. Yeah. And she was, I wanted to know what it was like for my mom. She wanted to know what it was like for her daughter. So we were kindred spirits, yin and yang maybe. Yeah. And so I got to, so I laid out this plan to do this movie, and I had a different ending because, I knew Ashley was in stage 4, but she had this indomitable spirit, like a refuse to lose. And it was her child. It was Piper. And your mom, you get it?
Yeah,
your
totally.
dad, you get it? And she even told me, she goes, if it wasn't for Piper, I don't know if I keep going. And anyway, the movie really chronicles the last year and a half of her life. I share my experience about losing my mom. My brothers are in it. We have a conversation in that movie that we never had our whole lives.
Yeah.
Our whole lives, and they're in it. We're having the conversation, and it's captured.
And how cool is it that you actually created that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought that into existence.
You breathed it into existence.
That's pretty cool, man.
It's I feel like God gave it to me. I really do. I feel like I just got still and got present, and when I did, it just came to me. Like this whole project, and I gotta give some shout outs here to some people, but this whole project has just organically come together because of the connection, because of the love, and people get it. And so, back to the movie really quick. So basically what it is we do this ride for Fred Hutch Obliterate, and we capture the last year and a half of Ashley's life. And we talk about the thing. We talk about my mom, and then we also talk about Fred Hutch Obliterating the thousands of people that ride. Because what we want people to take away from this film is we're going to tell our personal stories, but the bigger story is the community. The bigger story is the thousands of people that every year that come together to celebrate life. And you go to a Fred Hutch kickoff party on a Friday night, and there's nothing but joy and aliveness. And there's people there that have known people that have died, that are in serious stages, or they had cancer. But for that night and that weekend, it's like cancer doesn't exist. Only beating cancer exists, and it's so touching. We capture all of it, and the biggest message we want people to get, especially now more than ever, because we keep hearing on the news, we're divided. Well, to me, I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. If somebody keeps telling you you're divided, then yeah, you're going to be divided. But the spiritual reality is we are connected. Yeah. We're just not aware we are. Mm-hmm. But I learned from making this movie, all the different communities, my cycling community, my music community, my creative community, my job, all those things are interconnected in this project. All these different people's lives interconnect. And that's the story we want to tell. And we want to tell that story in a way that when people see it, they want to jump into action and maybe have some healing in their own life. So for me, I did Fred Hutch Obliterate to heal. And I'm making this movie to heal. And I fell in love with Ashley as a human being in a most pure, unconditional way. Her soul, her being, her family. The difference she made for others. And I still fall in love with her because every day I'm working on it, so I'm seeing her every day.
Yeah.
And it's hard because, coming up, it's 5 years coming up Sunday, which is Mother's Day. She passed away on Mother's Day, the day after Mother's Day, which was May 14th, 2018. She hung on, so she could have one more Mother's Day with her daughter. And then she passed away at 2 a.m. I got a text from her mom because I was texting back and forth. And that's who Ashley was. Because she never really gave up. Her body gave up. All our bodies are going to give up, but she did not give up. I saw her before she passed away. I wasn't with her the last few days, but I saw her in the hospital when she had the ventilator in her mouth. And it was so amazing because it was hard because there's the human side of this, and then I'm making a film. But Ashley just opened up, like, whatever you want to do, yeah, go for it. You want to film me having chemo? Yeah, that's fine. I was very sensitive because I didn't want to. Number one, I didn't want to cross that line. Also, sometimes I didn't want to care about the movie. I just want to be with you, and just be present with you. And the first time I saw her in the hospital in chemo, I took her some flowers, and I learned you're not supposed to take flowers. I wanted to just see what it was like for her getting chemo. And then so when she was, a couple weeks before she passed away, when she could have, when she was having guests, I don't think she had a lot of people seeing her except really close friends and family, but she let me come. And I brought her a plastic flower. So I gave her, and she took it, and she put it in her hair. And her friend told me that she wore it, I think most of the time because she wanted to feel pretty, because she didn't feel pretty, but she still looked pretty, man. She had a ventilator in her mouth. She had no makeup on, and she was sick, and she still looked pretty. She still, because her spirit, man. Mm-hmm. That's what I loved. And anybody that met her and knew her, and then meet her daughter. Her daughter Piper is just, she's amazing. And you'll see when you see the movie. I could go on and on about she touched my life. You know, Ashley Berg touched my life and helped me heal. And I'm honoring her. Like, this is my love letter to her, to my mom, to my community, to my friends, to our city, to Fred Hutch of Blitterine. And I'm honored to be able to do it. It's not easy some days, man. It's not easy. But
well, you're doing this thing all on your own. I mean, I know you've got a team
Yeah.
with you, but this was your idea and baby.
The idea, but I gotta say this, man. There's two people in particular that have been with me from the very beginning. Jason Tang, who's my cinematographer, also my assistant director and lead editor, and Bubba Jones, who is an amazing. I mean, this guy's resume is like he's worked with cats like Ron Wood and he produced Diggable Planets, and I mean he's won Emmys and Grammys. I mean, he won't tell you that. I'm his hype man, but he is just what he's provided is just he's done this before, right? So he's a sound designer. So we got to get the sound out in. But I call him when I have crazy ideas or when I just need to talk through stuff, and he's just provided me this wisdom, and guidance. And Jason is just Jason does, you know, he is Alan Stone and Brandy Carlisle's videographer. I've worked with Jason on with Seattle Music Insider. That was a website that we started. It's still going. And so I've known Jason for years, and he's just amazing. He's the best. He's my favorite photographer. He's a great storyteller. So having those two guys, if I didn't have those two guys, I would not have chosen to do this. I would not have the courage to do this. It's community. It's again, I have the vision, but I had the vision knowing that I could execute that vision with these two. And now the team just builds. We have Michael Wansley. If you've ever heard Macklemore, I'm going to pop some tabs. That guy. Okay, so he's our narrator. So if you listen to the trailer, he's our narrator. Andrew Jocelyn did the music for our trailer. Andrew's an amazing, brilliant composer, Grammy contributing composer. I mean, he's always doing projects. He's getting more and more work. Seattle Rock Orchestra. He did the string arrangements for Macklemore's The Heist, and he actually recommended Wands because they were roommates on the road. So this project, you know, I've got, and then Andrew's wife Madison is my story editor, because I need somebody to make sure the grammar's correct and the mechanics are good, and then also story-wise, it's on point. Because in filmmaking, documentary, you're documenting what happened, and it's really important. The story drives everything, and we're really clear on what the story is. There's a lot of stories within the story. There's Ashley's story, my story, my mom's. There's the team, building the team, and having that. There was Drummond wondering if that was going to come together. Yeah. And then because we wanted to also have them part of the film too. So it's interesting. There's a lot of moving parts. But what's happening now is we're in post-production. We're at the editing storyboarding stage. And in the fall, we're going to start adding the music and the voiceovers. And then we hope to have it for private viewing in December. And then wide release, and we're going to be aiming for the Seattle International Film Festival and a number of other film festivals. And we want to get it out to the world. But the focus is putting a product that can't be denied. And not just a product, but a story that moves, touches, inspires. And if we do that, then
when you do that,
when we do, thank you. I needed that. I need that because I don't always feel that way some days. But when we put this out, like if we are going to be enrolling everybody that I know, everybody that we know, calling in favors.
Yeah.
But you got to give them a reason to say, yes, I want to help you. And it's got to be good. It like good enough isn't good enough. We're looking for perfection.
Dude,
and
every trailer you've sent, every clip you've sent has brought me to tears, and just like, I am so fucking pumped to see this film.
You know, I'm moved by it, and I've watched that trailer, and when I start thinking about the story, I'm moved by it, and I'm part of it, and I'm writing it. But Ashley, that's how much she moved me. My mom too. My mom, like, I feel like I've gotten to know my mom in a way that I just didn't my whole life. I'm still trying to figure out who she was, not as my mom, but who was Judy Roth. The 31 years that she was alive, she lived more in that 31 years than a lot of people live in a lifetime. And same with Ashley. You know, and Jenny, Jenny's amazing. She's a survivor. I mean, that's a great story because we talk about the loss of my mom and Ashley, but what about Jenny? She was 14, lost all her hair. And what would it be like in high school losing your hair? You know how that's a very hard time.
Yeah.
And then being told you're not going to have kids. And her son's great. He's in the movie. We talked to him about, and she tells her story. And so we want to have the victories too, because here's the thing: it's a question. We ride. Why? What is it that motivates us? What is it that motivates you to do a podcast? What is it motivates me to ride my bike? What is it? What's the answer to the question? It's simple. Love.
It's the answer to everything.
It's the answer to everything. And so love drives me. Like that is what, like on the days that it's hard to do this, on the days I feel like I don't want to ride, on the days that that's my promise I made to Ashley at her memorial in front of her whole family. I promised her that we were going to do this. I promised Ashley before she died we were going to do this. And
well, you'd be a jerk if you didn't.
It's been haunting me because for 3 years, COVID, we couldn't do anything. I mean, I take that back. I was going through footage and, we had the piece Seattle Channel did on us, Chris Barnes, which, he gave us footage to use. It was nominated for an Emmy, but there wasn't, and so we had to kind of crank the machine back up again, re-engage everybody, re-engage stakeholders, create the excitement, and then have a plan. We have a plan. We have all of it. I set up my business. We've got everything, the infrastructure set up. We have a team of 12 people. We'll probably add a few more when we're ready to go into marketing mode. And it's just about execution.
Yeah.
And staying on track. And have a plan and executing the plan.
I can't
One
even
step
believe
at a time.
Watching your stuff and recognizing now, as we started this podcast and, all the trials and tribulations we've gone through and the money and the time and the frustration and the like you said, the days where you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm going to stop.
It's life, man.
Yeah.
Right? Think about, I don't want to be a mom anymore. I don't want to be a dad anymore. Well, sorry.
Yeah. Too bad about that.
That's too bad.
Can't be undoodled.
Can't take it back to the store. No, I mean, that's the thing, but that's okay. And that's part of the deal. Like every bike ride, I love riding, but man, not every ride's great. And there's times during a 100-mile ride where, you know what? I want this to be over right now. Yeah. But then I keep going and it's like, oh man, this feels great now. And then when I'm done, it's like, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, you feel so accomplished.
Right. And your podcast, my movie, anything that's creative, anything where you're trying to, step out and do something different, you're going to have that come up. That's part of the process, right? It wouldn't even be normal if you didn't. It's just a matter of what, keeping moving forward.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And
one of the things that, we do in those moments where we're struggling physically, like to keep going is, we're blessed to be able to move like this. We're blessed to have this.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is when you create something like a podcast and you go back and listen to it and you get the feedback and it's touched somebody, it's worth every tear. Yeah. Like I know that when we're finished with this and we premiere this, and my dream is having Ashley's family there and everybody there, our friends, everybody's part of this, is that we're standing up there and it's like, it'll be worth every tear, every moment of doubt, all of it. It's like anything that's worth a damn in this life.
That struggle to get there.
Is that's what it takes, but that's what makes it so great.
Yeah.
If it was easy, everybody would do it. It wouldn't mean anything.
Yeah.
This is the biggest promise I've ever made. And I've made promises, I've broken a few, but this is the biggest promise I've ever made. And this is everything I've done in my career. And I've been at Microsoft, Amazon, Deloitte, big deal. It almost seems, it was a big deal because what I learned, all those things I learned, and then what I did creatively, being a music journalist, having a podcast, photographer, videographer, all these things I've done, all these creative things. I've been in a band, I've been a musician, and now I'm an athlete. So all these things I've been able to bring in through my life's journey into this one singular thing. So to me, no kidding, this is the most important thing I've ever done.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm living my purpose. This is why I'm here, is we're all here to make a positive difference for others. You're doing it. with your podcast. We've done it, you know, before we even did this podcast, we made a difference for each other, right? That's what life's about. We're all connected. And what is our purpose? You know, I think there's more to just going to work and paying, you know, going to work so we can get the check, so we can pay the bills and go to work. And, you know, there's more. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's more. We're meant for more.
Yeah.
You started this podcast because you knew that, right? Mm-hmm. And you guys are doing great things outside this podcast. But you knew there was something you had to bring to make a positive difference.
That's what it was about. We wanted to start sharing our successes with people in hopes of inspiring them.
Yeah, and having fun.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be fun too, right?
It really is.
I mean, it is fun making this movie. It's not all a drag. It's just there's parts of it right now. It's very emotional right now. I mean, God, I mean, you know, I'm at the part of the movie I'm working on is where we're dealing with Ashley's death. And now, so I'm having to relive it over and over. And my mom too.
Every day.
Every day. I don't get the luxury to move on or get over it or I'm not saying not heal, because this is the healing process, but I don't get that luxury. I have to, like, for me to make this and make the movie that needs to be made, I have to go through this every day. Fortunately, I go out and ride my bike and get away from it, and I get ideas and come back with a fresh approach. But there's some days where it's joyful, and there's some days where I'm literally sitting at my computer crying because I'm watching footage, or I'm missing Ashley, or I'll see a sunflower and I'll think of Ashley. And also, her family is amazing. And the bit that, you know, why am I doing this more? Honestly, it's for them.
Yeah.
Like if they were the only ones that saw this, I mean, yeah, it would be a bummer. I'd like more people to see it, but I'm saying, like, when I'm making this, I'm thinking about that. I mean, her best friend, Tasha Shives, and her other friends, her family. This is who I'm doing it for. They're the one. I'm seeing them. Like, they're at the finish line. I have to finish this. I have to get to the finish line with this, which is ironic because the tagline in the movie is at the end is there is no finish line. Because transformation, there's no finish line. Fighting to cure cancer, there's no finish line. Love, there is no finish line.
You do it every day. It's
every
practice.
day. And it's not easy. It doesn't mean it's easy every day. Yeah. I have days where it's easier to love than others. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it all starts with me. I mean, usually if I'm feeling pretty good about myself, then that shows up how I am with others. If I'm not, then that also shows up. And that's usually when I say, you know what, I probably should not be around people today.
I'm going to hide in my house today.
I'm not going to people today.
And you know what, I know what I take solace in knowing that every single person feels that way.
Yeah.
Because we're human beings. It's part of the human experience.
Well, so it's interesting because, I mean, you do have to be a part of that conversation every day as you are exposed to this, but you've also chosen it.
Oh yeah.
So
I chose it. Absolutely.
So
I'm not a victim.
Right.
It's like I knew it. Like, that's interesting you say that, because I was really present to that. It's like, I'm going down this road and it's going to be hard. And I started the journey and I knew, but I didn't know what was going to happen. When I started, I didn't know Ashley was going to die. I was in denial. Mm-hmm. I knew it was a possibility. When that happened, the last time I talked to her before she went in ICU, I called her and she picked up, and it was the worst I've ever heard her. And we had a conversation. And then a few weeks prior, we had a conversation. She goes, "Yeah, I had to tell Piper about the will," and I just lost it. And I didn't realize how the pain of like her dying, how much it would impact me. I was like, and I was crying, and she was crying because I was crying. I mean, she was like trying to take care of me. And like,
yeah.
But that's who she was. Mm-hmm. You know, like I called her, and there was days where she had good days and bad days, and sometimes I wouldn't hear from her for a few weeks, and I get it. You know, like, hey, you got cancer, and she would call and apologize that she didn't call me back right away. You know, and it's like, you know, but that's you know, that's who she was. She just. She was like a natural leader, and you can see it in her Piper, because Piper, like I was at her memorial, and Piper she's the greatest, really well adjusted, I think has a really healthy approach to it. And her mom, like she was with her mom. She would go to chemo. She would help her mom.
Mm-hmm. How old is she?
She's 17 now, but at the time when we filmed, it was 5 years ago, so she was 11 or 12.
12.
Yeah. But she's amazing, man. And I think when I watched her at her mom's memorial with all the kids followed her. And I just got this sense that Ashley was like this. Her friends told me, you know, her memorial, like that she really, how much she appreciated our friendship and how she didn't let a lot of people in, but she let you in. And I let her in too. And I think and another friend told me, she says, you making this movie, it meant a lot to her. It probably added some time to her life. Because I would call her and I was excited. Hey, we're doing this. I would she was like partners on it. Like I would run ideas by her and yeah, what do you want? Oh yeah, let's do that. Like I want to go shoot up a Magnolia Ridge, and we were going to go do more. But I did a photo session, and you got to our social media. You can see some of those shots, and you'll see some of the movie. But we went up there and shot, and she drove, and Piper used the camera out of the back, and we took photos, and the photos were beautiful. Like Ashley could not take a bad picture, neither could Piper. And that was the last time I saw them together because Ashley this was in October, and she started to get worse, and we wanted to do more stuff like that, but there was so much we wanted to do that we just didn't get to do. And then when I got the reality that she was going to pass away, then that changed everything. That changed the whole movie. It changed the trajectory, what the movie was about. I had to it impacted me profoundly. It probably triggered some things too. Yeah. And but now we got the story. We know what we want to tell, and we've got all the pieces. And now again, it's execution. Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting when a project resonates in a way that is designed to bring greater good, the resources find the center.
We've been really blessed. I mean, the people that want to be part of this, and I'm going to pay people. We're going to be doing a fundraising campaign in October. We're going to have a new trailer. We're working on a teaser trailer to put out this summer.
Nice. And
we're going to really, and by that time we'll kind of have the completion date in sight, and then we'll have private screenings. We'll get feedback. Maybe we can do one at your house.
Yes, please.
It's a great house to do it at.
Right.
Many screens.
And get feedback and then make the adjustments so that and then go back and do a final director's cut and get it ready, locked for festivals.
Yeah. It must be such a challenging experience to have something that takes so long to put out that by the time you get there, you've gone through it so many times. And
you have, and yet new things come to me. Yeah. Like the story. Like if I would have completed this 3 years ago, it would be a different movie. There's some things that have happened in my life and things that I've been able to capture that I didn't have. And then part of the movie too, is about the cycling culture in Seattle. I mean, it is an amazing cycling city here. So we show you all of it. I mean, we show you all of it. Like we've got the Fremont naked cyclists. So when I say we show you all of it, well, we may have to have, what do you call the
black bars or whatever.
But no, every aspect of cycling, racing, which is, and every, all the different clubs and even during when what was going on during the summer of 2020 with the Black Lives Matter movement, there was the Peace Peloton started. And I was part of that. So, it was a movement of cyclists that are celebrating Black history and culture in Seattle. So there's everything here. So we're going to also show that. And then, of course, there's Fred Hutch Obliteride. But Seattle is considered one of the top, it's one of the top cycling cities in the U.S.
Yeah.
10, I think, I've got all the stats that'll be in the movie. But again, we capture all that. And we have drone footage. We have everything. We have amazing, we have a lot of iPhone footage too, because we wanted to capture stuff at a gritty ground level.
Yep.
GoPro, and then illustrators. My nephew Henry, he's 14, amazing. You should check out his Instagram, Hank's Art. But he is doing some illustration for us, and he's my mom's grandchild that she never met, and he never met his grandmother. Wow. So how cool is that? It's truly a community family project. Like. It's at the point now where I've taken it to this point where now I'm getting feedback from teammates and different people to really dial it in, because you need to rely on the community too. You can't just be in my own head. Well, this is the way it's going to be. No, it's like it gets to a point where, okay, I got to let go, share it, and then let others contribute to it, because if I do, it will be what it's supposed to be. If I don't, it will not.
It sounds like having a child.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Or raising a child.
Yeah. I mean, well, somebody else said this the other day. He goes, when you finish it, it'll be like giving birth to a child. I go, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's an entity. It is a living entity. It's just but there's so many lives entwined in it. You know, it's not really about me. I'm just a conduit. You know, like I tell my story first, but it leads to the other stories.
Well, you're the epicenter, right?
I guess. I don't know. It's weird. I just want
the impact site.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to directing my next movie and not being in it and not being part of the subject matter. I'm so looking forward to that.
Oh, I bet.
I even told Jason, our lead editor, I said, Jason, I'm going to have you go through the footage of me. I don't want to pick out what we should use of me. It just would be weird.
I could see
You know the story. Pick out what you think is going to work for the story. The story drives everything. All our choices are made by where the story is at that point.
Yeah.
It's really simple. And so he's going to do that. But I'm going through everything else, and I have to go through tons of footage. All my footage we shot of Ashley and me talking and interviewing her, giving her testimonial.
So you came up with the idea for the movie in 2016?
I came up with it literally like during the holidays of 2016, and then wrote the email out to Ashley and Jenny in January 1st, midnight.
So this has been in process, in movement for 5+ years at this point.
Well, yeah, and then if you take COVID away, I mean, it kind of stalled us, because we, like, literally, Bubba Jones, who I mentioned earlier, and Jason, we got together to film my brothers and I in March. We were going to do that in March of 2020. We had it all set up, and we had to cancel it because of COVID. We literally had not been in the same room together in 3 years.
I remember seeing some of the initial footage where you guys were there editing in masks and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that was just because Chris Barnes came over to do that piece for Seattle Channel.
Yep.
And if you want to see that, folks, go to Seattle Channel and dash Greg Roth, and you can see the piece they did. But it's beautiful because he really captured the essence of what the story's about.
Yep. We'll make sure as well to get, we're going to get all the links so people can watch all the trailers. And
it was crazy. I mean, but then I'm thinking like 3 years, and now I'm like it was just this blur. But some cool things happened in that 3 years that if we have footage we wouldn't have had, because of Chris Barnes' thing that he did with us. There's the experiences that I had that summer because there weren't cycling events, so we were limited in terms of a lot of what we could do, So we created stuff. We created our own challenges, and we captured that. And we all have masks on. We did Obliterate, but we did it virtually together as a team. So Fount, we rode 2 years in a row. We did it virtual because they canceled the live event.
Were you doing it on the road or just on trainers?
No, we were out together. We were out riding it. We had a team of 15, and we did 100. We did it over in Redmond, out in that area. Maltby and Carnation, that whole area.
Yep.
And it was amazing. And then we went back to Marymore and had a picnic and celebrated. So we did Obliterate 2 years virtually, and we captured that. So there was a lot of things that happened that really weren't originally part of the story, but you got to kind of put that in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we have everything. So there's nothing more. Now it's just, it's not about we got the story flushed out. It's now how do we want to tell it? What's the best way to tell it to where it's going to touch people?
Yeah. Everything I've seen, I think you've hit the mark.
Thanks, man. Well, there's more. I just think I feel like the audience they haven't seen Ashley yet and Jenny. So our next trailer, we want to show a little bit of them.
Yep.
But we want to leave a little bit of ambiguity too.
Yeah, you don't want to give the whole movie away right off the bat.
Right, and we don't want to be pedestrian about how we do it. We don't want to be derivative in terms of how we do a documentary. Documentaries are documentaries. It's what, where, why, who, how. You're documenting what happened in a certain timeline. At the same time, there's a way to do it that I think is different, and that's what I love about Jason and Bubba and having the team we have, because they'll bring something really unique that they have their own voice, their own aesthetic. I have my own aesthetic. I have, I do video shorts and video editing, so I have a certain way of doing things that's mine, my own voice. And so that's what we're bringing. But we're huge Ken Burns fans. Have you ever seen Ken Burns baseball or the documentary Jazz or Civil War?
No, I'm gonna have to check.
Man, he's my hero. And Bubba's actually done some work with him, but he's a great documentarian. I love documentary filmmaking. I love the 30/30 series on ESPN. All those, the CNN shorts, and I love that stuff because I love great storytelling. It's about the story, stupid. It's always about the story because the story drives everything. And if you have a good story,
people want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the days of when there was no media. People sat around a campfire and they shared stories.
Yeah,
and then they
you had
documented.
bards that would travel from town to town telling stories.
And they documented it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot. I just shared a lot. I mean, you guys get it.
Yeah.
It's like, I love it. You know, it makes it easy. Like, this thing is so important. As you could tell, a lot of these ideas, a lot of things I'm sharing with you, that was what was in my head, right? Mm-hmm. And now I have a place to direct it and then share it with others. And hopefully, not hopefully, they will, unless they choose not to, will benefit from it in some small way. And then Fred Hutch, we're going to donate a certain percentage to Fred Hutch and then also a certain percentage to Music Cares because they're a great organization.
Nice. I was just going to ask.
Yeah. So we're going to, with the fundraiser, we want to use this money to be able to cover our operating costs. And I've already invested quite a bit already and pay people that are working on it, and then take a certain percentage and then give it back, donate to Fred Hutch. And then Music Cares, which is an organization that takes care of musicians.
Okay. So at this charity event, if you could have one person show up and make it a star-studded event, who would you pick?
Jesus.
Someone alive.
Currently breathing.
No, because that would be like the ultimate, right?
Well, obviously, yes.
For me, anyway. Gosh. You mean like Bruce Springsteen maybe would be great.
All right,
I
cool.
think that's up his alley.
All right. Do you hear this, Bruce?
Bruce
Springsteen, we're calling you out.
Can you come all the way from Jersey? Hey, he's going to be in Seattle.
Yeah. We'd love to have you support this awesome charity. So hope you show up.
Yeah, show up, Bruce.
We'll have to make sure to tag him and call him out all over social media.
The boss.
Yeah, I mean, Paul McCartney would be another one, but we'll go Bruce.
I suppose why not be greedy? Ask for the stars. Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. There you go.
Let's go. Greedy. We're being realistic.
You can have a duet.
Put it out there in the universe. You never know what
like,
happens, man.
Exactly.
Ebony and Ivory.
If you don't ask for what you want, you're not going to get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Breathe it into
What's
existence.
the worst thing that can happen? They say no.
Yeah.
You're not going to die.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be okay. It's going to be okay.
I will not be smited.
Right. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So it is funny, and I think worth mentioning. So obviously, we hadn't seen each other for a number of years. We kind of kept in touch over social media. So,
we did see each other though.
Yeah. That was
saw me, and I saw you. Where you tell the story. You tell the story.
So we were driving with your mom to take her over to Adam's restaurant in Seattle.
Yes.
And we're driving along the waterfront in Seattle, and I just see a cyclist, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if that's Greg." And as we're pulling up alongside you, I'm like, holy shit, that is Greg. And like roll down the window like, hey, Greg, we need you on a podcast.
It's like, yeah, man.
And you yell like, I'm there.
I'm there, yeah. And timing's everything, right? Because, I mean, here I'm present to this right now, man. I need another Kleenex. Dude, you invited me to be on this, and I know last week you couldn't because you had something come up. But this is the week you have me on, and this is, Thursday. And Ashley, the 5-year anniversary is Sunday. So this is perfect. And like things happen the way it's supposed to happen. This movie's kind of come together like that, and so I'm just grateful, But yeah, that was cool because I was riding and I saw you, and then I think it was you or your wife. I posted something on Instagram and I got a message on Instagram that, hey, you got to be on the podcast. Like, no, you were asking me, is it a movie? Or you were asking me questions. Like, yes. Oh yeah. Oh yes. And then you got back to me, and here we are.
Yeah.
It's great.
A couple weeks later.
See, that's what I love about riding is you're out and you're out in life, right? I'm out in life, and I run into people all the time. I'm over here on the east side, so here I am with you. But I mean, I see people. I saw you out on the road. It's great. That's one of the things I love about cycling is there's the sport of it, but it's also the aesthetic. It's also an art form, and also just gets me out in life, man. I love being present, and now this time of year in the Northwest, as you know, it's godlike, man.
Dude,
it's godlike.
Unless you have allergies.
I forgot to take my Zyrtec before I go riding, and I can definitely feel that I forgot to take it.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, when it does help, or Allegra actually.
Yeah,
Allegra's better, non-drowsy.
Okay. So I have to ask one question because
you can ask multiple.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, as if you need my permission.
Right. It is. Have you participated in the solstice ride?
No, I'm wearing. Look at what I'm wearing right now. I'm practically naked right now. I'm wearing this kit,
the spandex.
Yeah.
No.
Lycra spandex. But I've seen it. I've been in it.
I haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
And I feel like I need to, but I have so many questions.
This is the naked bike ride thing.
It is.
The Fremont Solstice. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have ground footage, because I live in the building where it comes down, so it's right there.
But like, how do people not have things go in places they're not supposed to go?
They're professionals.
No, but I thought like people in the community get out and ride as well.
Well, no,
naked.
I think that it's open to anybody who wants to do it. I think people just get creative. They paint their bodies. You can't really,
Well, I know, but I'm just
Some
curious.
don't.
Like, how do you
Where
do
do the
it?
bits go? Where does the
how do you
stuff
not?
go?
I don't even think enough to try to answer those questions because I would actually have to think and
so
visualize
you
and all that.
have no
And
expertise. That's what you're saying. I'm cool with that.
I can
I
only.
will remain.
I have video though. I have, when you see the movie, we have some of it in the movie, and we have extra footage you could look at and we can analyze it. Because honestly, I haven't really looked at it yet. I've kind of looked at it broadly, but I haven't really. I haven't zoomed in. Let's just say that.
I always wonder if they just hover. If they just always hover and never.
Oh man! Well, most of the bikes, they're not like the kind of bike I have where the seat's really hard. They're soft.
Yeah.
And then also they probably put chamois butter on, which is what we all use to prevent chafing.
Oh yeah, I used to do triathlons.
Oh wow, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, triathlons, man. That's much respect.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, and then the bike part of it, 25 miles of just intense riding, keeping those watts up.
Yeah, and it's like getting off the bike and getting on your shoes.
I've never done that.
The brick. They literally call it
bricking. I come home, take off my shoes, and then I get in the shower.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
No, you don't run them. And it's like, every time I got to the end of a half marathon, I never turned around and went, I want to do that again right now.
Right.
So,
yeah. Same way, like when I do Seattle to Portland, it's 207 miles in one day, and we're doing it in 11 and a half hours. So we're averaging 18 and a half miles an hour. We're in a pace line.
You're moving.
We're moving. And you get done, it's like, that was great. And I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to do this for another year.
Yeah.
Because like you literally, man, you feel it in your body. But the thing is, the best thing to do is actually go out. And I did a 60-mile ride the next day.
Voluntary misery.
Yeah.
Get that lactic acid
just
out.
get the lactic acid out, and nothing intense, but just go out and ride flat, whatever.
Yep.
But it's a great feeling, man. And being at my age to be able to do that, like literally, this will be number 5, and they have a thing called the Hall of Fame. If you do 5, you're in the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to be in the Seattle to Portland Hall of Fame after this year. Woo! Yeah, man. That motivates me. Now, the other thing, it's interesting because I did Seattle to Portland the first time, and then we were making the movie. So the weekend I was doing Seattle to Portland, and we were texting each other. But Ashley was at a concert festival called Timber Outdoor Music Festival, and that was because her family went with her, and it was an amazing family festival event, and that was one of her favorite things to do every year. So that's kind of part of the story. But when I was down in Portland, I did it. I sent her a photo, and then she sent me photos of Piper at Timber, and I love that, man. And
maybe you can get some of the trailers played at that event this year.
If we get it ready. I mean, seriously, I think the thing is we're so focused on the actual movie, right? Yeah. We want to get to the point and then once we know we've got what we want, then we're going to go into marketing.
Gates
mode.
are going to open.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be telling that. I'm going to want to come back on your podcast and bring Bubba and Jason. We'll have a lot more to talk about. But if you'll have us,
100%.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And I think the thing is my biggest takeaway, man, is Ashley. This whole experience has changed my life. Like I'm not the same person I was.
Love will do that to you.
Yeah, I mean that, and I think what I learned, and I was humbled, and I just admire Ashley and my mom. Ashley showed me what my mom had to do, and then I go back, and my mom was brave. I mean, I shared this in the movie, but I saw my mom when she took off robe after she had her breast removed, because both Ashley and my mom had double mastectomies. Ashley shares that story with us, but I remember seeing my mom, and she didn't know I was looking, but she, radiation burns, and she had lost. It was hard, man. Like that's what I'm dealing with, but that's the reality, and we have to show it.
Yeah.
We have to, that's the thing of this film. It's not, you have to show the realities of what cancer does, because people hear about it, it's every day. They're desensitized to it.
Yeah.
But you have to bring it back to a human being and the impact it has on their lives and their families' lives, the collateral damage, the damage it had on me.
Yeah.
It's not just, losing, many people are impacted. and then I think the impact on Piper. And her family, they're still hurting. It's 5 years, they're still hurting. Yeah. And they, I do this for them, and they encourage, like, I share this, and her mom sent me a message the other day. She goes, "Thank you for keeping Ashley's flame burning." Ashley, you'll see in the social media, you'll see a son and a girl, because her mom called her the Sunshine Girl, and she was. Every time I see the sun, or I see a sunflower, or I see the beach, or I don't know, I just think of her because that's what she represents to me. She's the Sunshine Girl. And my mom was the Sunshine Girl too. And the sunshine, not just the sun, but who she was. She had that light, and that light she brought to others. And that's what we're gonna. And when people see the movie, they'll get it. Yeah. I don't have to explain it. I'm talking more about this than anybody will ever hear, because when they see the movie, it'll go it's way more powerful than what I'm telling you.
Like I said, the shorts I've seen have just rocked me every time.
It's a real story. It's a real human story, real life, man. Like somebody that we were making a story, it was fun, and then the reality is that she was dying, and she died. And I feel a responsibility a big responsibility to help with her family's healing. Yeah. That's how, they didn't give me that responsibility. And that part of it's for me, part of it's because of my mom. And, that's part of the story. So it's helping me with my mom too, and honoring her. And my mom was like out of all the three main moms in the movie, my mom's the queen mother. She's 31 years old, but she just loved music, loved art. She was an artist. Ashley loved music, always had a ticket for the next show. When I visit her in the hospital, I go, "Hey, you got a ticket for another show?" Knowing that she wrote, because she couldn't talk because she had a ventilator, but she wrote everything out, and she goes, "The Dead." And her friend Tasha ended up going because Ashley had passed away, but she had a ticket. She always, because she wanted something to look forward to, and she loved music, and she loved old campers. Like, she loved these old vintage campers. And her mom's really cool. Her mom's like this cool, ethereal, just beautiful, I don't want to say hippie, because that's kind of like, but just really cool vibe.
Yeah, my mom's like that.
Her dad, she had her brother is the catching coach for the New York Yankees, Tanner Swanson. You can look him up. I met him, really great guy. I think her mom married twice, and so I think her stepfather, whatever, he played for the old Portland Mavericks, and he had a place called Swanee's down in Seattle. It was a really popular sports bar.
Is it still there?
I don't think so. He passed away.
Yeah.
But that I don't know if you ever heard the story about the Portland Mavericks. It was a documentary, but yeah, her dad was in it. But yeah, Tanner was coached at University of Washington, and now is a catching coach for the Yankees. Her brother.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Her family's amazing. Her sister, all so much love, and so fun, and they loved her so much, and she loved them, because I know that because that's what we would talk about. Yeah. Is the love that she had for them, and it wasn't easy always. She shared some other things that I won't make public with me, but like a lot of our conversation won't. In terms of what she was dealing with and dynamics and family dynamics and stuff, there's always that. And she shared that with me out of confidence. It's not going to be the movie.
Yeah.
It's not the story. It's not part of the story I want to tell. But the fact that she shared with me, that she trusted me, and then her friends told me that her and Piper trusted me, and that means everything. Because I wanted to, my intentions are pure,
Well, how do people find out more about this, Greg?
WeWriteWhy.com. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on TikTok. We have an IMDb page. What else? Facebook. We're everywhere. Yeah, and then we're gonna have a new trailer, a teaser trailer this summer, and then launching a crowdfunding campaign in September 30th, which is my birthday.
How old are we going to be this year?
24. yeah, 24. That's the ticket. No, it's 26. Flipped in reverse.
Just turn it around.
But you know what, man? I feel it's crazy because it's like our bodies, like I was talking about Ashley, it's like her body gave up, but her spirit was strong. right? Our spirits are strong. Our bodies are bodies. We take care of them. They can carry us, hopefully,
long time.
if God willing, they can carry us for a long time. But I tell you how I feel. I don't feel any different than when I was 12. When I'm on my bike, I'm like Greg at 11 years old. I swear. I don't feel any different. I don't feel like I look in the mirror and I go, man, I don't feel like I look today.
It is always weird when you look in the mirror, you're like,
some
that's
days.
not me.
But I take care of myself. I eat healthy, and I train, I exercise, and I eat clean, and and that helps, man. It helps you deal with the things in life. And like when I'm I'm working on this film and I can go out and ride my bike, and then man, that helps a lot. It's like my church some days.
Yeah.
And then coming riding over here to do this with you guys was so awesome, man.
How many miles did you get in the
I got 40, but I got to ride home. So by the time I get home, I don't know, I'm going to take the bridge. So I'll get another 15, 20 miles.
So you'll be 60 miles in the day.
Yeah. And tomorrow too. And then Saturday and Sunday. I'll have my goal. Like right now I'm at 250 to 300 a week. I'm peaking in July through August. And so I'll be like between 200, 300. Oh, and I have this other thing. I'm fundraising for Fred Hutch Obliteride. So I don't have I'll be posting on my social media, but I'm going to launch that next week because we're really honoring Ashley this week. But yeah, I'm doing fundraising. Every year I do it. This is my 9th Obliteride, and I'll have that out. But I do this thing, and I started during COVID because we were doing virtual. It's called 3,000 Miles for Ashley. And so the day after her death, May 15th, I would ride 3,000 miles between May 15th and August 15th. Fred Hutch Obliteride. So that's 3,000 miles in 3 months. 3,000 miles for Ashley. And that whole time I'm promoting it and using it to raise money for Fred Hutch in her name, to honor her.
Well, I think by the time we get this processed and get it out, you should probably have that link ready, and we'll
yeah. I just thought of it. I just like, oh yeah, I've got that going too.
Get that ready.
And then for Obliteride, I ride for both Ashley and my mom. And last year I was with Amazon, and I rode on the Amazon team. And I think I'm going to ride on the Amazon team again this year. But I had a picture of my mom I held up, and that was really cool. Yeah. And that's a kind of a reoccurring theme is I take photos of Ashley and my mom when I ride.
Keep them close.
Just keep them close. I mean, I can look at my phone, but there's something about a photo.
Physical.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. Because it's just because a photo has history. It's been through things.
Yeah.
My phone has, but I mean, it's digital. But there's something about a real photo. Like these are real photos of my mom. These are real photos of Ashley. And there's just something about having it. I wrap it in plastic, and I don't know. Like when I came the first Obliteride. I hope I keep moving away from the mic.
Oh, dude, you're good. It'll all get cleaned up.
But I held up at the finish line in the poster. If you've seen the poster, I'm holding up my hand. That's a picture of my mom.
Yep.
And Ashley actually. I posted the actual real photo of that after I did Obliteride, and then Ashley messaged me and she goes, "Is that your mom?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, she was like really touched by that, the fact that I did that I honored my mom, and because she knew that she was sick, and that really touched her. Like that's why, like she was really moved by how I honored my mother because she's a mom.
Yeah.
And that's how we really, we got to be close because of. Maybe we would have never even got to know each other, but because of what she was dealing with, and because she was vulnerable with me, and I was vulnerable with her, we had a connect. We had a strong connection and a love, and it's the most pure love that you can think of. It's just, I just love you. I just want I just want to bring something in your life to give you joy with what you're dealing with. I want to make this movie and bring some happiness to you. Maybe it will help you heal. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I thought, well, maybe it's possible, right? I honestly thought, if we do this, it'll lift her spirits, and maybe, and she's so strong, and maybe, maybe she'll beat it.
Yeah, it's always the hope.
But
maybe somebody else will.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're doing it. Because honestly, I even put it in our very, very first teaser trailer. But why are we doing this? Because children should not have to watch their parents, their mom, die.
When they're little kids.
Yeah, and not just, I mean, it's tragic losing a child or a parent. It's tragic, whatever the circumstances, but to watch it happen gradually and watch a beautiful, healthy woman slowly deteriorate and see it happen in front of you. And then just kind of like move on with your life, because that's what we did. Move on. Life's for the living. But I miss my mom. Yeah. That, and my dad remarried. I was fortunate, wonderful woman. She raised us, and she's, I feel like my mom handpicked her, but we never got to talk about it because we weren't allowed to talk about it really. We weren't provided the space or the resources to talk about it. So, therapy sessions and this movie.
We're getting it done.
You're getting it done.
Yeah.
Dealing with it. But also, I think being able to take something like this and use it to benefit others, that's the thing. It's like you can take the pain and then you can use it to do something positive. And that's what we're doing.
It's energy. You can use it however you want.
Right. And that's what my mom would want. Like my mom and Ashley too. Like I still feel their presence. I still feel their spirit. I remember Ashley, when we got the team all set up, we got the kits ordered, we had everything ready to go. Like we were like everything that I had set out to do, we did. And then I just remember Ashley talking to her and sharing it with her. And she goes, Greg, getting it done. And that's her, like, I miss that, man. Like, I just love our conversations and I just felt so comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, because there's no bullshit. Sorry, can I cuss on it?
Oh, yeah. You do.
No, there was no bullshit. It was just like two human beings, like, let's get real here. Yeah. And let's just be real, because what else is there, man? It's like she knew she was sick. It's like, and I knew what I was doing, and I had nothing to hide.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that toward the end, like during our last conversation, when she told me that she was probably gonna die and after I was done crying, and I mean, it was the kind of crying that where it's a guttural.
It's pulling.
And I just told her, I said, I just wish I could just reach in and pull it out. It's this feeling of helplessness and lack of control, and like I don't get to have a say. And she didn't get to have a say. She did everything she tried. Man, she did every freaking treatment you can think of to try to beat it. And because that's how she was. She's a fighter.
Yeah.
And I just told her, I said, I love you, and I always will love you. And she knew when I meant that, she meant like a deep, like it's not the love that we're sold through movies or whatever.
Hallmark.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, this is real shit. Like this is on a human level, spiritual level, where all I cared about was what can I do to, I don't know, like to bring some joy. And now, the more sicker she got, then it's like when she died, then, we put the trailer out, we had a poster, like I've got to do these things, but the story wasn't ready. So we did all this stuff, and then we weren't, but it wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to work on it, to be honest. I had to step away from it for a little bit.
Stuff for
I went out and rode my bike for a year, like and then worked, and I worked on it, but it was just hard. But now it's like, okay, like let's go.
Let's go, Greg.
Like, yeah, man, because it's like, and whatever I feel, I'll still feel, and that's okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's hammer through it. It's like a ride. It's like I go up, big climb. I don't know if you ever done Zoo Hill, but
oh yeah.
Okay,
Ugh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
And there's a point to where you're just like, but man, then you push through, and then you kind of excel to the top, and then you get the reward, the descent, and then you're going like, that was great, because that's what you want, that feeling. I don't even like riding on flats. Just flats. I need hills, man. I need climbs. I need that resistance. I need that pain. I need the variety. but that's what I'm saying is like you hit those spots in life. We talked about this earlier, and you just hammer through it. And then when you do, you remember. And so every situation where you have that feeling, because it's the same that shows up everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do it.
But then you tell yourself you're blessed to be able to move
right.
like that.
But you said, but you get through it,
Yeah.
and then you realize, like, God, how could I think about not doing that? Like, I would have been ripping myself off. If I don't go work out or ride, the only person I'm ripping off is me.
You.
That's right.
Yep.
I don't know. He gets pretty salty when he hasn't worked out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, yeah. Now, if you're in a relationship, then yeah, of course, you're gonna reap the negative benefits. But for sure,
Talked about
for
this
sure,
last
especially
time.
when your soulmates
Negative
are connected. I mean, you're gonna feel what he feels. You have empathy. He has empathy. But no, I think it's something. The thing is, at the same time, you guys like, hey, there's nothing wrong that you didn't work out. Like, don't don't like.
Oh yeah.
Now, what it is for me, it's like a shark, or no, it's like swimming upstream. You swim, and as soon as you stop, what happens? You go back, and then
wash back,
and then and it's hard to work back. But I don't want that feeling, so I want to keep going. I did actually take a break because I was sick in February, and man,
it's amazing when you're training at an elite level.
Yeah.
Even a few days away or a week, you go back and you're like, I lost so much
power and cardio, but now I'm feeling great. And the thing is, it's like, hey, I do this mainly, for my mental, physical, spiritual health, community, and just to be connected to God, man. Like, I know it sounds, but man, when you're out there and you're just present, especially around here, especially over like on the east side, down that area. Yeah.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for coming out and sharing with us. I will check in with you. We're going to make sure to get all the links to the trailers, the social media. Want to make sure to get all that stuff so people can check it out. We definitely want to have you back. Love it if you'd bring the team out.
I would love to. Yeah, I would really love it. Man, I'd love to get like Juan's here too. That would be cool to have him. He's got an amazing story, man. But everybody's got an amazing. But here's the thing: we all have an amazing story. We do.
We do. It's true.
Every single person. Like if we're just now, sometimes we're wrapped up. I'm wrapped up in my story, obviously, but I try to take the time, to be present. Like Ashley had her story, and I was present for it.
Yeah.
And I get to tell it, and she trusted me to tell it, and I'm telling it.
You're her steward.
Man, wow. Yeah, and her hype person.
Mm-hmm.
It's good
Well,
stuff.
thank you so much.
Thanks for letting me babble.
It was beautiful. Well, folks, as always, stay elevated and love on your people. This man knows it more than best. So we'll see y'all soon.
Peace.